Hi everyone. I thought it might be helpful if we showed you how we teach handwriting, and that handwriting is something that is appropriate for any of the kids who can hold a writing utensil appropriately with what we call the tripod grip. Hope you can see that. We pinch and then these fingers go under. So here is the first group of letters that we teach, L, T, H, B, and K. The reason they are grouped together is because they all start up top at the same place. And when there are if there are two different strokes, I indicated where to start with the number 1. So these would all be formed like so. K is the hardest one because it's really challenging for kids to make a diagonal line. And it tends to look something like this a lot of the time, but that's okay. It'll come with practice. And the other thing that you might want to know that we say is that these are called tall letters because they start up high. If you have paper at home that you're using that has 3 lines on it, these would all start at the top line. Might have that dotted line in the middle and then a line here. Oops, sorry. So they all start at the top, or you might have the paper with just 2 lines. So we have a line here and a line here, and they would all start up high. In my classroom, I talk about a house and whether the letter starts on the roof, in the kitchen, or in the basement. I'll show you what I mean. All of those letters start on the roof of the house. So here's my house. Oops. There's the roof. Here's what I call the kitchen. I just referred to the main floor as the kitchen. And here is the basement. So a letter like L, let's call it ol, because that's what the kids will call it and should call it. So ol starts on the roof. A letter like K or C would start and stay in the kitchen. See? And a letter like G or G is going to start in the kitchen and go to the basement. So we say starts in the kitchen, down to the basement. And someone else introduced me to this idea of a house, and it really just seems to stick with the kids. It works, so that's why I use it. So entirely up to you. Okay, so L, T, H, K, B, and K is the first group. The next group that we introduced together is also, they're together because they are formed again the same way. They all start in the same spot. So we have K, Ah, Ah, one motion. It's not 2 motions, it's one motion. Your pencil does not leave the paper till you've finished making Ah. Then D, around, up like a rocket, down like a rock. And G, around, down, turn. And Qu, around, down, curve, back. See how they all start at the same place? And again, and all of these, it's one motion. It's not around and then lift your pencil off and draw. That's not how we teach it. It's one fluid motion, around and down. Okay? And again, it's on the side of the letter, not on the top. It's not up here. It's on the side. If he's trying to start on the top, particularly with A and G, it will just not look right. So they end up going up here and then they have to go back and it ends up looking like that. So it starts on this side. Okay, the next group, these all start in the kitchen. We have I, and over, and J, down, go into the basement, turn, dot on top, and the last one is P, starts at the same place, down into the basement, right back up where you started, circle forward. Okay, those also all start in the same spot. Imagine this was your paper. So let's see if we had 3-lined paper. Looks like that. And the 2-lined paper, it would just be in between there. Okay. Okay, next group of letters for you to practice. This one's tricky because again there are a lot of diagonal lines. This group is hard. So we have V, X, W, and Y, or Y. And X we refer to X. That's the sound it makes, like at the end of fox. Okay, these are hard again because of those diagonal lines. Sometimes when kids just have a really, really hard time with Y, and a lot of them do, we'll say short line, long line. But for some, and this isn't wrong, I just let them do scoop and down around. Okay? All right, the last group is kind of the funky group because no other letters are formed the way each one of these is made. So we have A or E, but please call it A. Out, up, and around. Then F or F, and I talk about make a candy cane and then tie a little bow. So we go up and around. And and scoop and pull, and then Z, which is a hard one again because of the diagonal line. So over, down, over. Okay? There you go. So F starts here, and E starts in here. Okay? So I would not do all the groups at the same time. I would do one group at a time, and then when the child seems to you like they have mastered or at least are close to mastery, then you can move on to the next group. But hopefully this is something that you find helpful and something you can do with your child. I think that you can Google handwriting paper, and you'll get a couple options, and you can pick one that looks familiar to what we use at school. But yeah, kindergarten paper, handwriting paper, I think you'll find some things. Okay, hope you find this helpful. Have a great weekend. Bye.